Hello, friends. It's John Clinton III and episode 37 of Shadow and Flame of Magic, the podcast. And we are going to review Trial Jean Grey, Part 4 of 6 from Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, Issue 12. And let's get to it. And happy Memorial Day, 2023. And this is the 2013 volume of Guardians of the Galaxy. The cover has Gamora and Teen Jean Grey beating up, I can only imagine, Shi'ar soldiers. And we have the entire galaxy is a mess. Warring empires and cosmic terrors plague every corner. Someone has to rise above it all and fight for those who have no one to fight for them. Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the universe, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot are the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh shoot! And thanks, Francisco, for providing the theme song of the show. All of a sudden, I was reading it I feel like I missed something, but let's get back into it. So previously, Peter Quill's estranged father, the King of Spartax, tried to capture the Guardians for disobeying his new rule that no alien hand may touch the planet Earth. In return, Peter shamed him with some colorful public defiance. The hunter warrior Angela has come to this universe because of a time-space continuum accident. She's trying to figure out her place in the galaxy. When other parts of the galaxy hears of the original X-Men, Cyclops, Angel, Iceman, the Beast, and Jean Grey now live in this time period, the Shi'ar decided Jean Grey needs to be held in judgment over her past actions as the Phoenix, even though it's her future actions. From her perspective, the Shi'ar sent a team to battle the X-Men and took Jean Grey and put her on trial. The Guardians of the Galaxy discovered this was happening, so too late to stop it. They grabbed the X-Men and took them to help rescue Jean Grey. The writers Brian Michael Bendis, pencilers Sarah Pichelli and Stuart Imberman, inks Sarah Pichelli and Wade Von Crawbadger. I imagine she's inking herself and he's inking him. Which now that we're talking, did I even notice the art change? Let's see if I can do a better job this time around. Color artist Justin Ponsor, who's incredible in all comics he works on. Letterer VC Corey Pettit. Covers by Sarah Pichelli and Justin Ponsor. Associate editor Ellie Pyle. Senior editor Stephen Wacker. Editor-in-chief Alex Alonso. Chief Creative Officer Joe Quesada, Publisher Dan Buckley, Executive Producer Alan Fine. Angela, co-created by Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman. Guardians of the Galaxy number 12 came out in April 2014. And so we open up with a flashback, Alaska, years ago. And we see a plane being shot down by a Shi'ar starship. It's Scott and Alex screaming. And Catherine Summers is trying to calm him down while cool dude Christopher Summers is shouting from the front that he's listen to your mother and you do it now. And Scott screaming about he can't breathe. She's telling him, Alex, Scott, boys, you have to unbuckle and come with me. Scotty, you hold on to your brother Alex. You hold on for dear life. You don't let go no matter what. And they're asking if she's coming too. He's like, it's the only parachute. You trust that your dad. Oh God, I can't hold it. And they're just screaming like, Mommy. And she's like, I love every part of you. And then just a heartbreaking moment that I can't imagine any parent going through. Like the parachute opens and they're just watching it. And then Scott's point of view, the ship just, or the plane just explodes. And then you just hear Scott, Scott. And then Scott wakes up for the second time in this crossover. And I can't imagine in the graphic novel or the trade paperback, whichever, which I'm looking at the cover. It's this would have been $3.99. Like 22 issues earlier, Scott would be waking up from yet another situation. So he's getting lots of sleep this crossover. And you see Corsair is sitting on the same bed. Though it doesn't even look like a bed. It looks like a slab. On Christopher's there. You got the Guardians. You got the Starjammers, and you got the all new X-Men, Professor Pride. And Christopher's like, "Are you all right? How do you feel, Dad?" Scotty, and they just give a good old hug, which is like, "Oh, I love those for them." And Rocket's like, "Here, what are they doing?" And Quill's like, "Some fathers hug and care about their kids, not ours, but you know, some," which is cute. At least that's what I've heard. And then we have Planet Spartax. Jason's being told some information about the Shi'ar, and the Gladiator has taken Jean Grey against Jason's rules about, no one touches Earth, and everyone agreed to it, but, Gladiator is going to do what he do. And Jason's like, fine, they did it. It doesn't matter. Like, damage is done. But then the advisor tells him that Quill and the Guardians are now involved, so now Jason has to do something. And then we're on the Shi'ar throne world, the training rituals of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. And Astra's trying to tell Gladiator that he's in the wrong, and that, this Team Jean Grey's not responsible for anything that the Phoenix did. But Gladiator has made his decision. He is going to go forward with it. Like, they are going to hold a trial and see what happens. And he's saying, well, he's ready for whatever. And she tells him that he's telling an untruth, which is a fun little alien way to say lying. And he's like, stop reading my mind. And she's like, I don't need to read your mind. We can obviously see that you're unprepared. Outskirts of the Shi'ar Empire. And then I don't know, probably one of the best scenes of the crossover. Corsair and Scott are talking. Are you okay, Scotty? I don't think there are words to describe how I am. You're the one who traveled through time, kid. Comparatively, I think my story of alien abductions, prison break, and now space pirates is a little more conventional. You're a space pirate? We don't actually call ourselves. We call ourselves the Starjammers. I thought you died. Yeah, I know. This is odd. You and I have been through this already. We've reunited. We've made our peace with the past. Me and, well, the older you. And this is where just Bendis has, like, the perfect ear for dialogue. And Pacelli just does a pitch perfect job of just, like, keeping it dramatic with angles and everything. You and I found each other years ago. Are we good? Of course we are. Both you and your brother. In fact, Alex traveled with me for a and mom. And this is where, of course, shared. Because, I imagine the kids, it's got to be a moment where he just constantly thinks of Catherine. Probably not when he's space pirating it up, but, when he has to see Scott and Alex, they talk about any of their absent time together, which must be every time they see each other, newly see each other. Like, it's the unspoken, the elephant in the room. Which, if I saw an elephant in the room, I would address it, because the elephant in the room, like, you're not. And Corsair just looks sad. That happened a long time ago. It's why I never came back home to Earth. Your boys had found your way with Xavier and... Which, just apropos to nothing, but I did tweet on, I don't know, like Thursday or so last week about how, like, when was the last time we saw Alex's adopted parents? And they literally only made like three appearances. Twitter friend Austin was talking about, it was the gentleman in the leisure, um, about how, like, they're mentioned in Alex's first appearance. Then we actually see them in X Factor -1, and then like a later issue of X Factor, and that's it. And, like, the same thing for Lorna's adopted parents. Like, we hear about them in passing that she was adopted, and then next thing you know, birth father Magneto shows up, and that's his. And the same thing with Alex. Like, we introduce his birth father, and then we never see the adopted people again. Like, he spent like 20 years with those people. Like, no wonder these retcons are easily able to be done. Like, no one cared about them to begin with. But also, I'm surprised like Sinister's never killed them all or anything, or they've never been grade family away. I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. Like, you think they'd be a bigger deal? Like, Alex and Lorna almost got married, and were they even invited? Apparently not. Anyways, uh, you boys have found your way with Xavier, and then Hank comes in trying to be helpful. Hey, at least you found your father. The odds of that alone are mathematically. Last I heard, you had settled down, and well, the older you. This time travel adventure is a new twist I wasn't ready for. Excuse me, Scott. Just a minute. I've been having a very weird day, and he has been. And then Scott walks away. Angel's like, "Geez." And of course, there's like, "I better." Like Raza says, "Let the boy be, Kosar." And we see Laura's walking after Scott. She opens the door and says, "Scott, am I all right, Laura?" "No, you're not." We, and this is like bathed in a beautiful like purple tint, which is, I don't know. Imagine it's just like one light source somewhere. But he just went to a dark room, man, to cry. We should get back to it. We're out here for a reason. Out here in space with a talking raccoon in a tree. And my dad, can you believe it? No, I don't usually do these. What? But you seem to need it. And then she gives him a big old hug. And he just like puts his visor into her shoulder and just like, which apparently she has bare shoulders. And just like starts crying. No, no, no. I forgot. Her skin's, or her all new coloring is brown compared to Hank's orange. So he's putting it into her shoulder pad, which does not seem comfortable, but also he's wearing a visor, so comfort's not. But this is, I guess, when they're trying to ship Scott and Laura, and then before she starts hooking up with Teen Angel, which now I have Teen Angel song in my head. Um, Immelman does the Jean Grey pages. And so Jean wakes up, still in the green lit room, and but her hair is like a very bold red. And Astra's there. Jean Grey, wake up. Oh, good morning. Oh God, what now? Do you remember my name? You're the Oracle, just Oracle. This isn't real. You're in my head. Which I imagine for a graphic novel, like switching the artist must be pretty fun because, like, who cares which issue is which? Like, this just doesn't work together. Yes, this is an illusion to steady you. I am still in my prison? No, you are being moved to the hall of the Imperial Tribunals. Today you will be judged. Jean is not like that. These eyeballs look like Joseph Michael Eisner eyeballs. But maybe it's also the red hair making me think that. No lawyer, no trial. I will be your counsel. You don't even know me. You know that is not true. I am here to tell you to keep your words short. Do not let your young heart betray your best interests. Listen, watch, try not to react too emotionally. You will want to react according to your ways, but the Shi'ar do not respond favorably to demonstrative displays. But you are going to see some things that will upset you. All of this is upsetting. Be brave, be smart. Don't let these commanding men of power rattle you. If you are innocent, be innocent. I am innocent. Her eyes like psychic purple light up. You have to be more convincing than that. Hello? Be strong. Your time is now. We see Jean still in that bubble. The Imperium Tribunal will now be silent, for we are about to begin. And we see that Gladiator's on the stage. Jean's in a bubble on the stage. There's all these lights. Astra standing next to her. So gorgeous two-page spread. Gorgeous for the lighting, I think. But you can see just how small Jean is and how many people showed up for this. Like, people cancel their plans. We are here for the most important of decisions, and all arguments will be heard. The Earther, Jean Grey, is here to stand and face her accusers. She is here to pay for her crimes. She is here to answer for her acts of genocide. And at this point, reading this, I'm like, part 4 of 6, so, like, is part 5 the trial, and then 6 is resolution? Like, I don't know, all of a sudden I'm remembering, I don't remember what the next few issues are like. Um, she is here to pay for her crimes. She is here to answer for her acts of genocide. Deep in the heart of the Shi'ar Empire, and we have Professor Pride and Quill talking to each other for the first time in a very shippy scene. And you Guardians just live out here? As opposed to where? I don't know. It's just a different way of life is all. I'm Peter, by the way. We never officially said hello. Yeah, hey, I'm Kitty Pride. Kitty? Is that short for something? Catherine. You in charge of these kids? And they're like shaking hands, which I don't know. I mean, I know that they're going a date after this, but it seems very sweet. That does seem to be the hand life has dealt. Thank you for this, by the way. This is insanely cool of you. Above and beyond. And she puts her hair behind her ear. Like, so they're clearly something's happening. I'm still steaming we didn't get to Earth 10 minutes sooner, or you could have slept in your own bed tonight. Which is clever on his part to be like, slept, bed, you, me, perhaps? I just hope Jean's okay. Oh, vey. Kosher, you're seeing this? And then they're heading towards the Shi'ar planet, and you just see a bunch of ships outside the conference hall. And I guess the Shi'ar went, or the Starjammers went to their own ship. Um, Koshar says, yeah, what did we think we were going to see when we got to the Shi'ar throne world? Well, not every ship in the Empire. And Hank's like, wow. Yeah, I don't think we can just fly right in undetected. I like our ship's cloak, but let's just assume this galactic power has the tech to see through ours. Yeah, I go with that feeling, Rocket says. We could leave our ships here, sneak aboard one of the outlying ships and take it. And Hesperia says, yes. Which I wish she had more words, or maybe a bubble that was shaped differently to imply her feline accent, but she just goes, yes. Which I guess wouldn't be extra S's there. And Quill, but all we need is one Shi'ar next to a communication console, and we're screwed before we even buckle in. True. Unless, and we're back in the opening statements, the following imagery was recorded by a first-class Shi'ar Imperial battlecruiser on its last day of existence, Gladiator continues. The ship was stationed on the far side of the Debari star system. What you are seeing is something few will ever see, but something all of you have heard about. The very unnatural event of a healthy star system suddenly building to a supernova without any warning. And we just see the planet heat, become a gas cloud essentially, killing the entire population, the only civilized planet orbiting the star. And these look like Pacelli pages, so I mean Stewart did and apparently I never took off the APR sticker here. So he did one page and then a double page spread. But why not? Gets his name in another comic. Killing the entire population, the only civilized planet orbiting the star. Recordings from the battlecruiser show the captain and the science officer trying to piece together the logic of this most illogical event. And then they soon find themselves under attack. The following is the final broadcast of the battlecruiser to our former Empress Ilyana. Ilyana, can you see it? We're beaten. No weapons, no power. My entire crew mostly dead. Into the closing, you just see the Phoenix coming closer to the ship. Take my hand, Juber, my friend. I think this is the end. Farewell, Ilyana. And then you see Dark Phoenix hand coming up with a smirk on her face. A star system dead, millions and millions of souls dead in an instant. Good and noble warriors of the Shi'ar destroyed. What say you, Earth Girl? How do you plead? And Jean's just like screaming, it looks like, as she puts her hand on the bubble with a tear coming down her eye. To be continued in all new X-Men 24. Which I imagine, you hear the sentence, like, your future self's gonna destroy a planet, and you're like, oh. So in your mind, you probably make a movie moment of, like, Earth, and then a white light coming from within, and then gone. But, seeing footage of it, and then seeing your future self in her Dark Phoenix, on all of her Dark Phoenix glory, it's gotta be pretty trippy. We have Silver Surfer #1 with Dan Slott and Michael Eldred coming in March 2014. On sale now, follow Trial of Jean Grey and all new X-Men 24, where it's here the Guardians and the all new X-Men team are fighting Gladiator, and he's just taking the beating, and also looks like he's fighting back as well. And back here in Guardians of the Galaxy 13 for the stunning conclusion on sale March 26, 2014. Child checklist, all new X-Men 22 point now, check. Guardians of the Galaxy 11 point now, check. February, all new X-Men 23, check. Guardians of the Galaxy 12, check. So 2 issues, and we'll conclude it, and then we will start our June tie-in. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'll say what comics we're going to review next for that. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. You can follow the podcast at Shadow and Flame .com, because I said podcast and started talking about the blog because I am still not great on it. Exits. You can follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at SNWFM. You can follow me on Twitter and YouTube at JackoSIII. And I'll talk to you next time. And thanks again for listening. And if you will subscribe and rate wherever you listen to the podcast, we really appreciate that as we continue to grow. All right, everyone. Until next time. Bye.